Hi, good morning. The last class we have just seen about what are industrial controllers, what are the industrial controllers that is being used in industries, and before that we just started with industrial automation. And industrial automation, I just discussed it is nothing but the use of control systems such as computers and robots and information technologies for handling different processes and machineries. That is said to be industrial automation. And the industrial automation systems that means that we are using automation based systems in industries. Those systems we have discussed. And what is said to be industrial control systems, and that also we have discussed in the last class itself. It is a collection of different control systems and its related instruments and devices that can be used for controlling the industrial systems. And what are all the technologies that is being involved in the industry is nothing but you have SCADA, you have DCS, IACS, PLCs, PIAC, and PAC, HMI, RTU, control server, IED, and sensors. So these are the technologies. Whereas in the SCADA, we will be using it will be used for power industries. That is what I said. And coming to PLC, it is a solid state control systems, and it will be for a particular machine. Okay, these control systems will be used for a particular machine. It is also a computer oriented machine, meaning you will have and use a programmable memory for storing the instructions and for specifying certain functions that is related to all these functions. Okay, namely your IO control, everything. Namely your machine control. For machine control related things, you will write programs. PLC is nothing but you will have a CPU and associated memory, input output components, and control communication, everything. Okay. And distributed control systems, PLC is used for a particular machine in an industry, whereas distributed control system is for, it will be connecting many machineries all running around your factory, and all those things can be controlled from a single point of time or single from a single point, that is for state, for example, can be set as a server, and that is said to be distributed control system. And we have seen the diagrams also. And PLC versus DCS, as I said already, this is for a single machine and this is for the entire factory or your plant, whatever. And remote terminal units, as the name says, that it will be controlled remotely. It is a microprocessor based electronic device. Industrial automation systems and control systems, and both that is involves your hardware, software that is related to your control of a particular machine, etc. Programmable automation controller, it is used for vulnerable environment or in critical infrastructure that involves vibration, noise, corrosive. In terms of corrosive materials, those places will be using your programmable automation controllers. An intelligent electronic device is yet another technology that is used here. And coming to microcontroller, okay, coming to microcontroller. Before going into microcontroller, we'll just tell, I just said about mini computer. Mini computer, it is smaller in size than the mainframe computer, and it will be used as mid-range servers and in certain smaller applications which where cost is not much involved. Okay. So they have been designed for specific roles like process control or accounting. Okay, that is said to be mini computer. And how will be in today's class we will discuss what will be the architecture in a controller. What will be an architecture that will be followed in a controller. So you have in a controller or or controller based machine, you will be having two types of controller, architecture that will be followed in the controllers. One is von Neumann architecture, and number two is Harvard architecture. So von Neumann architecture, it is nothing but you will be having same memory both for the data as well as the address. So the CPU have only one memory for the data as well as the code. Okay. So the processing time will be very much less when compared to your Harvard machine, because if I want to process the data, processing of data will be known only if I know the instructions. The first thing is I need to pick up the instruction, decode it, and after decoding only I will come to know I need to process the data. For example, if I need to add two numbers, so I can add those two numbers only after decoding the instruction. So only after decoding the instruction I'll come to know, and I cannot access parallelly the data also. As soon as I encounter the instruction called add a comma b, let me assume that we are having two numbers in A and B registers. So those A and B registers are also in the same memory. So those data cannot be immediately accessed. You need to wait for the data to be accessed, and then you need to process those data in the CPU immediately, and the result after addition, that has to be stored in the memory again. So you cannot access data memory and the code memory at the same time, and you have input output devices also here. Okay, whereas in Harvard architecture you have a separate memory called program memory, and you have a separate memory for the data memory. You have a separate memory for the data memory, and you have different address buses. One, the address bus that carries the code instruction is said to be code address, and whereas the address bus that carries the address that is going to pick up the data set to be the variable address, and the CPU has two memory here. So parallelly you can access your data. The execution speed may be faster here. That is your Harvard architecture. So these type of architectures will be followed in the controller. So controller in the sense we are talking about microcontroller, microprocessor based machine, and these two architectures will be mainly used, and DSP is nothing but digital signal processor. So coming to your von Neumann versus hardware architecture, what are all the things there are the difference? Okay, so as I said earlier, add a comma b. A, let me assume that A is 56, B is 66, and in the same memory I'll be having the add instruction also. So I cannot access the data parallelly as soon as I encounter the add instruction in the Harvard architecture. Whereas in von Neumann architecture, since I have separate memory for both the code as well as the data, I can individually access those data as well as the code. Okay. So it uses same physical memory and theoretical based stored program computer concept, meaning data is being stored and computer program is also being stored in the same memory. And see, if one clock cycle is necessary for picking up the data, and the another clock cycle is necessary for picking up the one is for the instruction and another for the data. So exactly we need at least a minimum of 2 clock cycle for executing an instruction, whereas here within a single cycle clock cycle I can take parallelly the instruction as well as the data. Okay. So this is, as I said, this is execution time will be faster. You have simple control unit, and whereas we are going to handle two different buses, data bus and the address bus, and the address bus also you have variable address as well as the data address, instruction address. So you for executing the or for releasing of control signal, for example, I need to tell the CPU go and pick up the instruction. For that, pick up the instruction in the sense we need to read the data, which here data is nothing but the instruction. I need to read the instruction from the memory, that too from the code memory. So I need to execute a control signal, or I need to release a control signal called read. Read the code memory. So read signal should have been enabled. Only then I can go and read the instruction. Okay, so the control unit will be complicated here, but whereas there only one since one memory, so two control units control signal is enough, one for read and another for write. But here I have two memory, so I need two separate read signal and two separate write signal, and 4 control signal is mandatory here since we have two memory. So that involves additional cost. And the data transfer and instruction fetches cannot be completed in the same instruction, at the same time. As I said, as soon as processing of data A plus B is done, I need to store the result in the memory. Okay. Only after storing the data, I can pick up the instruction, next instruction. Okay. So that cannot be parallelly done. Data transfer as well as the instruction pickup cannot be parallelly done in Harvard. But here, since data is stored in separate memory and instruction is in separate memory, pipelining can be possible. What is pipelining? Pipelining in the sense, the normal way, what we say, we do pipeline our work. Once after store the result in the data memory, at the same time pick up the instruction from the instruction memory. So pipelining is possible in case of your Harvard architecture. That is why I said the execution speed will also be faster. And it can be used in personal computers, and it is used in microcontrollers and signal processing. So microcontroller and signal processing, in the sense DSP also involves digital signal processor, that is also involved with Harvard architecture. Okay, whereas your personal computer, laptops, workstation uses your von Neumann architecture. And coming to your difference between your microprocessor and the microcontroller. What is a microprocessor? Microprocessor, you will be having only a CPU, and you have all the accessories that is being connected outside to it. So CPU is a chip or an IC, so timer, input output devices, serial interface, RAM memory, ROM memory, everything will be connected or interfaced externally. Whereas microcontroller here, it is you'll be having a CPU and all ROM, RAM, input output devices, serial interfaces, timer, everything on chip. Okay, everything on chip. Okay, that is said to be your microcontroller. And coming to your microprocessor, you have different classifications of microprocessor. One is said to be RISC processor. RISC processor, it is said to be reduced instruction set processor. And a CISC processor is said to be complex instruction set processor. And you have some special processor for some special applications too. Okay, so this is how we will generally classify a microprocessor. So difference between a microprocessor and microcontroller, already I said a microprocessor will be having only CPU, whereas on chip you will be having everything in your microcontroller, and it will be having limited speed, and for it is used because, why am I telling me limited speed this? So I have only the CPU for picking up the data, instruction, to communicate with the external devices, or to receive the data from any input devices. For everything I have to move out from the CPU, meaning outside the chip in case of microprocessor. That is not in case of microcontroller, because everything is available on chip. Okay, so the processing speed will be little lesser. The microprocessor processing speed will be little lesser when compared to your microcontroller. And as I said already, microprocessor use von Neumann architecture, whereas most of the DSP processor and the microcontroller will be use Harvard architecture, which has 2 or 3 memory buses. And general classification of microprocessor, see, microcontroller also will be coming that is used for industrial applications, can also be classified under the microprocessor itself. Generally microprocessor can be classified because the upgraded level of your microprocessor is your microcontroller. Okay, so microprocessor can generally be classified into general purpose processor and the application specific processor. General purpose processor is of 2 types, GPP, that is also said to be GPP. GPP for general purpose application and for industrial application, in microcontrollers for industrial applications. And application specific processor, for that is specified for certain applications, digital signal processor. Programmable microprocessor for extensive numerical real-time computations. Okay, mark the words. It is used for real-time computations. So DSP, you can directly feed the signal whichever being sensed by the sensor. Those signals can be directly fed into the DSP without any external processing. Whereas in case of microcontroller and the microprocessor, we need to process those data, whichever that is being sensed, that has to be processed data. We need to convert the analog to digital and digital to analog, vice versa. We need to do all those processing of data that is required for microcontroller and microprocessor, but whereas DSP we can directly feed. Okay, that is used mainly for real-time computations. And application specific integrated circuit, it is application specific, no? Like we know that we are going to use this processor or the controller for a specific application. So once it is decided that this is meant for this applications, I know what is the work that has to be carried out for the particular application. So I will code accordingly, and I will feed the program to the processor, feed the program to the processor. So the same repetitive task will be done. Repetitive task will be done here. For example, in case of a lift that we have in our college, and what it is doing, and the same lift you will be having in your flats everywhere, and malls, etc. So what it is intended to do for carrying the persons up and down, right? This is meant for specific application. In those areas, this is this kind of application specific integrated circuit will be used. And application specific instruction set processor. It's a programmable microcontroller processor with hardware and instruction set. It is again, see, this is only hardware. This is hardware and the software. Okay. Programmable microprocessor where hardware and instruction set are designed together for one special application. Okay. One special application. This is not given a specific one special application. It is characterized as or categorized as application specific integrated circuit in general. It is on an IC. Okay. Right. The same thing, microprocessor and microcontroller, you have the functional blocks, everything externally, and here microprocessor bit handling instruction is less, but you have many type of bit handling instruction in case of microcontroller. And rapid movements between your code and the data between external memory and the microprocessor. And as I said, it is dedicated for application specific system microcontroller, and it is used for laptop based systems. And the same thing it is given. See here, your microprocessor von Neumann architecture, and this is hardware architecture, high speed and high cost, low speed and low cost. Okay. The same differences here also it is mentioned here. So microprocessor, it is heart of the computer system. Like you are telling, no, Intel 5th generation, 7th generation, 8th generation. Now it goes on and on to 11th generation. So this is heart of a computer system. Your microcontroller, it is for specific application. It is the heart of the embedded system. Okay, it is just the processor, memory, input, output components have to be connected externally. And microcontroller has external processor along with internal memory. It also has, microcontroller also has external components. But along with that, it has internal memory and I/O components also. Okay. Here cost is entirely high because everything is connected external, right? And this is everything on chip, so cost will be low. Okay. So personal computers used in washing machines, MP3 players, etc. And the other differences I have said already. See, memory input output components are all external. Each instruction will need external operation, hence it is relatively slower. Since the components are internal, most of the operations are internal instructions, hence the speed is faster here. Okay, in terms of microcontrollers. And see here, algorithms to be implemented in case of software programmed processor. So in software programmed processor, what are all the different thing? We are not worried about this hardware configured programmable logic device. The right hand side we are not worried about in case of your industrial controller. Now we are dealing, mostly we will be dealing with this only, what it is, maybe except for the last one. So here software programmed processor is the beginning stage of your industrial automation. That is nothing but using microcontroller in industrial automation, using microprocessor in industrial automation, using digital signal processor in software programmed processor. I mean in industrial automation. This is all said to be software program because you are going to write the program, place it in the IC, and you are going to execute it for certain applications. And algorithm, it can be ASIC. Okay, it can be an ASIC algorithm or hardware configured programmable logic device. Okay, we are not going to read in this industrial controller, particularly field programmable gate array, we are not going to cover. Complex programmable logic device also we are not going to cover. Maybe simple programmable logic device, that is use of solid state devices and programming it, PLC. programmable logic device that will be under your simple programmable logic device. Okay. So comparison between a DSP processor and a general purpose processor, that is microprocessor. You have specialized hardware that performs all arithmetic operations in one cycle itself. So take more than a cycle. As for shift operation also it needs more than one cycle, and hardware support will be there for numeric fidelity, and other operations, example saturation, rounding, typically take multiples. Okay. So the features of a DSP based system and the microcontroller based system. DSP based system, the size is medium, whereas microcontroller based system, the size is small, and the speed is higher in case of DSP and lower in case of microcontroller. Bit is 16 to 32 bit and 8 to 16 bit in microcontroller. And see, the higher end of your microcontroller is your DSP. Okay, first your microprocessor, then climb up the ladder, it will be microcontroller. Again climb up the ladder, it will be DSP. Okay, so accuracy, processing, power consumption is high, processing will be rigid, accuracy will be excellent, it will be used for real time applications, it will be very fast. Okay, so with this I'll stop, and we will continue with the DSP based systems in the next class. Okay, maybe I'll compare what is meant by DSP based system, where it is being used, and comparison between, already I said about your microcontroller. So those things we will discuss in the next class. Okay, so I'll take one more class for completing the next unit. I think it is all about what are all the processor that is being used in industry. See, general description of mini computer, digital signal processor, microprocessor, microcontroller, and PLC and soft PLCs. Okay, microprocessor controller is done. Mini computer I just gave an introduction. DSP I have just started, and PLC also will read. Okay, with this unit number 1 will be over, and then we'll go ahead with unit number 2, where we'll be reading about microcontroller. With this I'll stop today. Thank you and bye for today.